हाय स्टूडेंट्स, आशा करता हूँ कि आप सब बहुत अच्छे हैं। आज हम एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग सा लेसन करने जा रहे हैं और वो है हीटिंग इफेक्ट ऑफ करंट के ऊपर। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। After the lesson, you will be able to explain the heating effect of current, and you will be able to easily identify the practical examples of heating effect of current. You can define electrical power and electric energy, and you can also solve numerical problems on heating effect of current. क्या आपने कभी ऐसा किया है? हाँ, विंटर सीजन में हम अक्सर ऐसा करते हैं हमारे हाथों को गर्म करने के लिए। लेकिन ऐसा क्यों होता है? Actually, what happens? Our mechanical energy while rubbing the hands gets converted into heat. And who converts the heat? The friction between the two hands converts our mechanical energy into heat. और जैसे कि हम जानते हैं कि एंशियंट एज में लोग पत्थर से पत्थर को घिसते थे, और जब फ्रिक्शन के वजह से हीट इतना बढ़ जाती थी तब चिंगारियाँ निकलने लगती थी और उसके बाद आग जल जाती थी। In the similar way, when electrical current flows in a bulb, then heat is generated in the filament of the bulb. And when the heat is very high, then the filament glows into light.
If you touch a mobile, the CPU of a computer or a laptop, say a TV or say a mixer grinder after some time when they are in use, what do you feel? Do you feel heat? Of course, we all feel that the appliances get heated, and this happens due to the heat generated as a result of heating effect of electric current. वैसे हमारे घर में सभी इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंसेस थोड़ी देर यूज़ करने के बाद गर्म हो जाती हैं। तो ये हीटिंग इफेक्ट ऑफ करंट क्या होती है? इसमें एक्चुअली एनर्जी एक रूप से दूसरे रूप में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है। जैसे कि अगर हम मिक्सर ग्राइंडर का केस ही ले लें, तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी जो मेन सप्लाई से पास होकर इलेक्ट्रिकल वायर्स से होते हुए मिक्सर में आती है, और फिर इस इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी का एक हिस्सा मिक्सर ग्राइंडर की मैकेनिकल वर्क करने में मदद करती है और बाकी हिस्सा हीट में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है। So this process of transformation of electrical energy into heat energy due to electric current is known as heating effect of electric current.
So we have seen that when electrical current flows into an electrical appliances, then electrical energy gets converted into heat. But here two question arises. Number one, how the electrical energy is getting converted into heat? जैसे कि हमने पहले देखा था कि जब हम दो हैंड्स को रब करते हैं तब फ्रिक्शन की वजह से हमारा मैकेनिकल वर्क और मैकेनिकल एनर्जी हीट एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट होती है। लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या होता है? Let us try to find out the answer. And also, I think you all have seen then that electrical current flows into an electrical appliances through the electrical wires, right? But electrical wires doesn't get heated that much. The amount of heat is generated in an electrical appliances. चलिए हम ये दो सवालों का आंसर ढूंढते हैं।
In an electrical circuit, the electrical wires are made of conductors like copper generally, but the resistors are made of alloys such as nichrome, which is an alloy of nickel, chromium and iron. चलिए हम कॉपर वायर के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स की फ्लो को समझने की कोशिश करते हैं। कॉपर जनरली एक गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी होती है, और इसके अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स और स्टेशनरी एटम्स के बीच कोलिशंस इतनी नहीं होती है कि कॉपर वायर गर्म हो जाए। आप पिक्चर में देख सकते हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कैन इजीली पास थ्रू द कॉपर वायर. Collisions are very less in number, so heat generated is also very less. लेकिन नाइक्रोम में इलेक्ट्रॉन्स और एटम्स एंड एटॉमिक बॉन्ड्स के बीच बहुत ज़्यादा कोलिशंस होती हैं, जैसे कि फिगर में आप देख सकते हैं बॉन्ड्स के साथ भी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स टकरा रही हैं. Now during collision, the kinetic energy of electrons are transferred to the atoms, which produces vibration in them. making their energy high, and as a result, the resistors get heated. Now let's see Joule's law of heating effect of current. According to Joule, the total heat energy radiated or produced in a conductor Q is directly proportional to the square of the current flowing through it. According to Joule, the heat radiated is also directly proportional to the resistance of the conductor, which is denoted as R. So Q is proportional to R. Again, Q is proportional to the duration or the time through which the current flows through the conductor. Now, if you combine these three equations, we get Q is proportional to I square R T. Now, if we remove this proportionality, we shall get a constant of proportionality here. Now, the value of the constant of proportionality depends on the system of unit. Now, if we take as SI system, then this constant of proportionality is 1. So, we find Q equals to I square R T. Now, if we want to express Q in calories, then there the constant of proportionality will be as 1 by J. It is not equal to 1 in this case. So, in calorie, Q is 1 by J I square RT. In SI system, Q is expressed as joules. But when it is converted into calorie, we produce or introduce a constant 1 by J, where J is joules mechanical equivalent of heat, and its value is 4.18 joule per calorie. Here 1 by J is used to convert the energy from joule to calorie. So this is the joules heating effect. Now let us see what is electric power. The rate at which work is done by a source of EMF in maintaining an electric current through a circuit is called electric power of the circuit. Generally, electric power is equal to electrical energy divided by time. So, it's VIT divided by T. इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी का एक्सप्रेशन होता है वोल्टेज इंटू करंट इंटू टाइम VIT. सो इलेक्ट्रिकल पावर का एक्सप्रेशन रहता है वोल्टेज इंटू करंट V इंटू आई. सो इसका यूनिट आता है वोल्ट इंटू एम्पियर, और इसको जनरली हम वाट की तरह से जानते हैं. SI सिस्टम में इलेक्ट्रिकल पावर का यूनिट होता है वाट, और कमर्शियल यूनिट ऑफ पावर है 1 हॉर्स पावर. 1 हॉर्स पावर इज इक्वल टू 746 वाट्स. सभी के घर में एक इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी मीटर होता है, और जिसके रीडिंग के आधार पर हर महीने का इलेक्ट्रिक बिल का अमाउंट ठीक होता है. तो ये इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी क्या होता है? द टोटल वर्क डन or the total energy supplied by a source of EMF in maintaining an electric current in a circuit for a given time is called electric energy consumed in the circuit. और इसका एक्सप्रेशन आता है इलेक्ट्रिक पावर इंटू टाइम, और जनरली इसका यूनिट होता है जूल. लेकिन कमर्शियल यूनिट होता है BOT, दैट इज बोर्ड ऑफ ट्रेड यूनिट, और किलोवाट आवर. It is equal to the energy consumed by an electrical appliances of 1 kilowatt power in 1 hour. सो 1 BOT को अगर हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं जूल में, तो ये आता है 3.6 इंटू 10⁻6 जूल्स. हर महीने जो इलेक्ट्रिक का बिल आता है उसमें जो यूनिट कंजम्पशन लिखा हुआ होता है वो BOT में होता है.
We have a lot of electrical appliances at our home, and at times we also buy electrical appliances when required. Now we can get to basic information regarding the electrical appliances around us. Now see what are this information. Say we have a bulb at our home, and it has been written in there it is 100 watt 220 volt. And say we have purchased a computer, and there it is written 120 watt 220 volt. In every electrical appliances you will find that there is a power rating, that is something like this is written. One is the power, that is watt, and another one is the working voltage at which it will work up to its optimum level. That is, its full power will be activated when this voltage is applied across it. Now say there is a bulb. Now what are the two information we can get from this information? One is the resistance of the electrical appliances. Now resistance of the electrical appliances can be calculated from this formula V square by P, power. So we have two things, power and voltage, working voltage written at the back or anywhere in an electrical appliances. So we can easily calculate the resistance, V square by P. Now let us see what is the resistance of a 100-watt bulb. V square is 220 square and power is here is 100 watt. So resistance will be in ohm. So the result will come out as, if we calculate, 484 ohm. And another thing we can get is that what is the current which will flow into this bulb when it will be connected in an electrical circuit, and the voltage applied across it is 220 volt. Now here the current flowing inside an electrical appliances can be calculated from the formula power by voltage. So in this case the current which will flow into an electrical bulb of 100 watt is power is 100 watt and voltage is 220 volt. So current, if you calculate the current in this case, it will be 0.45 ampere. So in this way we can calculate what is the current flowing in an electrical appliance. Now if you take the example of a computer, here the resistance of a computer which will be rated as 120 watt would be equal to V square by P. So it will be 220 square by 120. So its resistance would come as, if you calculate it, 403.33 ohm. And the current flowing into the computer when it will be connected in an electrical circuit will be power by voltage. So its power is 120 and voltage is 220. So the current will be flowing, if we calculate, 0.54 ampere. So in this way we can easily calculate what is the current flowing in any of the electrical appliances around us and what is the resistance of these electrical appliances which we are going to purchase. We can connect electrical appliances in two combinations. One is series combination and another one is parallel combination. Now let us see one by one. Say we have two bulbs. One is 100 watt bulb, another one is 60 watt bulb, and they are connected in series combination as shown in figure. And they are connected in the mains, which is supplying 220 volt. Now current flowing through each of the bulbs in this case will be same as they are connected in series combination. But as I had mentioned earlier that a bulb will be written as 100 watt 220 volt, say. That means if 220 volt is applied across the bulb, then only it will glow with its maximum power 100 volt. But in this case, this 220 volt will be distributed between these two bulbs. So each of the bulbs will not get 220 volt individually. So their powers will not be fully effective. Now what happens, let us see. In this case, first of all, we can easily calculate their resistances, R1 and R2. But we know that resistance is equal to V square by P. So power and resistance is inversely proportional. So S, in this case, P1 is greater than P2. So R1 must be less than R2. These things can be easily understood before connecting these things with the mains or something else. Because whenever we purchase something, as I mentioned earlier, we can calculate its resistance and the current it will take if it is connected to the voltage. Now, resistance and power will always bear this relation, that they will be inversely proportional. The electrical appliance having more power will be having lesser resistance. Alright. Now, when they will be connected in series combination, the effective power with which they will glow will be, say, P1 dash and P2 dash. Now, how we can calculate these two? In this case, we'll calculate this power with two things. One is the common thing between these two bulbs, and that is the current flowing through each of the bulbs. This current I is common. And another thing, the characteristics of the bulbs, that is its resistance R. So the formula will stand as I1 square R1 and I2 square R2. But in this case, current flowing through each of the bulbs will be same, so it will be I square R1 and it will be I square R2. So we see the effective power of the bulbs will depend on the resistances directly. Now here we see that resistance of the second bulb, this one is greater. So the power consumed will be higher in this case. So that means this bulb will glow more. So the power rating of the bulb is lower than this one, but it will glow more when they will be connected in series combination. Now let us see what happens when they will be connected in parallel combination. When they will be connected in parallel combination, current will be distributed, but voltage between the two bulbs will remain the same, that is 220 volt. So here voltage is constant. Now as I have already seen that R1 is less than R2, so here the effective power will be calculated from the two variables. One is the common thing between these two bulbs, that is voltage, and the resistance characteristics of the two bulbs. So here the equation stands as V square by R1, V1 square by R1 you can write V2 square by R2. But here V is common to both, so it will be V square by R1 and it will be V square by R2. So we can easily see in this case the resistance of the second bulb is higher, so power consumption will be lesser, and resistance of the resistance of the first bulb is lesser, so power consumption will be higher. So this will be higher, that means this bulb will glow more, that is 100-watt bulb will glow more. So generally when you purchase any electrical appliances or bulb from the market, we expect higher power to glow more, to give more light energy. And this thing happens when they will be connected in parallel combination. And obviously the domestic connection is a parallel connection.
Now let us do these numericals. I hope that if you do this, you can do other numericals also.
In the first numerical, it is said that a current of 4 ampere is flowing through a resistance of 12 ohm for a time period of 1 hour. Now we have to calculate the heat energy produced in this case. Now according to Joule, we know heat energy produced is I square R into T. Now here I is 4, so is 4 square into resistance is 12 ohm into time. Time is 1 hour. We have to convert the time into seconds. So it is 3600 seconds. So the unit will come out as joule. So if we calculate this thing, the result will come out as 691200 joules. The second numerical is very easy. I have already discussed about this thing. Now here a heating element has been given and the power ratings are like this, 630 watt to 10 volt. Now it is asked when this heating element will be connected to a mains supply of 210 volt, what will be the current drawn by the element and what is the resistance of the element. So as I already discussed that we can easily calculate the resistance of any electrical appliances from these two readings, and this is V square by P, and the current drawn by the element when it will be connected to the desired voltage can be easily calculated from power by voltage. So if you put these two values there, you can easily calculate the resistance and the current drawn by the heating element when it will be connected to 210 volt power supply. In numerical 3, there are two heaters connected in series combination with the main supply. Now heaters are, one is 300 watt 200 volt and another one is 600 watt 200 volt. Now the question is asked that which heater will produce more heat when they will be in series connection. Now for this one, we have to first of all calculate the resistances of these two heaters. So resistance for the first one, R1 will be equal to what? It will be V1 square by P1. So it will be 200 square by 300. So it will be equal to 400 divided by 3 ohm. And for the second one, it will be V2 square by P2. So it will be 200 square again divided by P2 is what? 600 watt. So that is equal to, if we calculate this one, it will come out as 200 by 3 ohm. Alright. So these are the resistances. Now in this case, current flowing through each of the heaters will remain the same, but voltage will be divided. So their effective power will be different, with which they will produce heat. So we have to find out the effective powers, that is P1 dash and P2 dash. Now when electrical appliances are connected in series combination, what is the formula I told earlier you? That with what two variables we can calculate the powers? We have to take two variables. One is the constant thing between these two, that is the current in this case, and another one is the characteristics of the two appliances, that is their resistances. So the formula is 10 dash I square R1 and I square R2. Now we have to find out the value of I. R is already calculated. Now to calculate I, we have to find out the total resistance of the circuit, because current will see the equivalent resistance of these two heaters. It will not see two resistances separately. So the equivalent resistance in this case R is equal to simply R1 plus 2. So that is equal to this plus this, so it will come out as 600 by 3, so that is equal to 200 ohm. Alright. So what is the value of current from Ohm's law? Current is equal to voltage by resistance. Now voltage here is 200 volt coming from the mains, and the resistance, total resistance of the circuit is 200 ohm, so that will be equal to 1 ampere. So now if we calculate the effective powers of these two heaters, so it will be seen that it is one, but they will depend on the resistances. So if we calculate this, P1 dash will be 1 square, that is I square, into resistance R1. R1 is 400 divided by 3 watt, and P2 dash is equal to 1 square into 200 by 3 watt. Here you see P1 dash is double that of P2 dash. That is, this one is double that of this. This is, here you see 2 into 200 is 400. So this is double that of this. So that means the effective power of this heater will be double that of this one. So it will produce double heat than this one, though its power ratings is lower than this one. So in series combination, the case gets reversed. That is, the appliances which is having lower power, they will produce more heat. In numerical number 4, a circuit has been given where there are three combination of three resistances, and the ammeter is reading 1 ampere current. There is a battery of EMF E connected in this circuit. So the question is asked, what is the power consumed in the circuit? Now in this case, what should be the formula applied to calculate the power? Here we can apply this formula, I square into R, as I is already given, and there are a combination of resistances. So from this we have to calculate the equivalent resistance. Now what is the equivalent resistance in this circuit? Equivalent resistance in this circuit is a parallel combination of these two resistances, and this combination is in series with this combination. So first of all, we have to calculate the parallel resistance from these two, and then series with this one. So it will be parallel of these two, that is 4 into 4 by 4 plus 4 plus 4. That is, this one is in series with this one, 4. So in one go, we can calculate the equivalent resistance of this circuit. So it will come out as what? So it will come out as 2 plus 4, that is 6 ohm. Alright. So power consumption in this circuit is equal to 1 square, and ammeter is measuring 1 ampere, into 6. So that is equal to 6 watt. Now let us try to understand the numerical number 5. Here it is said that there is a bulb of 500 watt and 100 volt ratings has been connected in main supply of 200 volts. Now what should be the series resistance to be connected with this bulb so that it can throw a power of 500 watt? That is what it is required. But here you see, if you connect a bulb which is supposed to operate with a maximum 100 volt, and at 100 volt it will offer 500 watt power. If it is connected to 200 volt, so it will be at risk, it will be damaged. Now before that, let us calculate two things which you can easily calculate whenever we have any electrical appliances. As I said earlier, one is its resistance and another one the current it will draw when it will be connected in main supply with the desired voltage. Now here resistance will be V square by P, so it will come out as 100 square by 500, so it will be 20 ohm. And the current it will draw, if it would have been connected into a circuit of 100 volt, then the power by voltage, so power is 500 and voltage is 100, so that is equal to 5 ampere. That means a maximum current of 5 ampere it can draw from the circuit. Now whenever 200 volt will be supplied to it, obviously in this case voltage will be doubled, and if voltage is doubled, more current will flow through it and it will be damaged. Now if you want that only 5 ampere current should flow through it, we have to put a resistance in series with the bulb so that it gets safe, and the additional current is consumed in this resistance. Now what should be the value of this resistance R, so that the power delivered by the bulb is 500 watt and current flowing through the circuit is this one, 5 ampere. As when 5 ampere current will flow, then only it will glow with 500 watt. If more current will pass, it will be damaged. If lesser current pass, it will not be able to glow with 500 watt. So here our desired current is 5 ampere. Now what should be the total resistance of the circuit so that in this circuit 5 ampere current flows, and the voltage in this circuit supplied is 200 volt. So from Ohm's law it is clear that the total resistance of the circuit should be V by I. So V is 200 and I which is expected is 5. So it will be 40 ohms. But in this circuit there is only 20 ohm resistance, that is the resistance of the bulb. So we need another or additional 20 ohm resistance in series with the bulb to make the total resistance of the circuit as 40 ohm. So in that situation the current will be within limit, that is 5 ampere, and it will offer 500 watt power, otherwise it will be damaged. So students, I hope that this lesson will help you to understand the concepts of heating effect of current, and I will be coming with more of this chapter in my next lessons. So do subscribe, stay safe, goodbye.